Hello, it's Friday, September 13th, 2019, and as of this recording, I'm still depressed, but I'm not dead. Hey, I am back. I am reporting in from North Carolina. I am back home. Um, yeah, it was a long trip up to Michigan. I was there almost 2 weeks and spent a lot of time by my dad's side in hospice. And just this past Sunday, about 3:45 in the morning, he finally passed. Um, we got the phone call around quarter after 4, and things went from there. Um, it was it was a long. It's been a long 3 months for him, and it was a long week and a half, I guess, that I was there with him. Um, he wasn't really conscious the past the last week, 6 days or so, and I don't know. It was tough. Um, I felt kind of overwhelming duty to be by his side, and I was there with him probably anywhere from 5 to 7 hours each day, not straight, in kind of various shifts. Um, but I was usually there in the evening, and I swear, like every evening, when I left, I was confident that that would be the last time that I would see him and get to talk to him. Um, yeah. There's a downer of a story to get started. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and hopefully something a little more positive, but we'll see. Let's just get on with the show. So, Dad passed. Um, I am struggling with trying to understand how I feel about it. There were a couple times when I was sitting with him, and no one, I guess someone knows, but we don't really know what an unconscious person can hear when they're in the state that my dad was in. But everyone says talk to them, talk to them, talk to them, and so I would, not a lot, not not a lot. But when I got there, I said, "Hey, Dad, it's me. How you doing today?" That kind of stuff, which I think is more for me than for him. I don't know. It's a weird thing. But it just got to the point he wasn't taking in fluids for like 6 days, and so he was just his throat, he's breathing through his mouth, so his throat was all dried, and it just became a big sore, and it sure seemed like it couldn't be comfortable, like painful for him. He was taking morphine, so I don't know what he felt, what he was conscious of, things like that. But as sitting there beside him, you can't help but wonder, like, what is there any truth to that? Someone is too stubborn to die, or someone is so tough that they're hanging on. I reached out to a friend of mine, Melissa, and she's a nurse, and she's said no, she doesn't really think that there's anything to that. But I don't know. It was hard not to think that. Dad was always Mom would call him a sissy, but he was maybe, if he wasn't tough, he was very private and didn't necessarily talk about things that were bothering him physically, and probably emotionally, and probably there's a lesson in there for myself. But I've seen Dad cry, so that's not, and he's opened up, things like that. So yeah, I don't know. Where was I? Yeah, so you wonder if he was just hanging on, because that's what his generation does, right? That's what they do. They just persevere and keep going. Um, but so I found myself wanting to talk to him to say, "Hey, look, Dad, you've done everything that you need to do. You've taken care of everybody. Everybody is going to be fine." Like giving him an out. I don't know, but just on that off chance that he was hanging on because he thought there was work left undone or anything like that. Um, and it was during one of those times when I got pretty emotional and I started really welling up. Um, and a couple of tears kind of snuck their way out. Um, and then they went away just as soon as they came. Um, and then another time when I was talking to him, same kind of thing. But like my thoughts drifted to like how my girls are going to take the eventual death of their grandpa, right? To be the first family member who has died. Um, and that they won't get to see him again, that they won't get to talk to him, that he won't get to see them. And if you knew my dad, he was all about his grandkids, and he loved being a grandpa, and that made me sad. And I've done that same kind of thought process for myself. Like, hey, I'm not going to talk to Dad again. I'm not going to see him again. I'm not going to get advice from him or anything like that. And I feel nothing for myself. But when I think about my girls, all the kids, 13 up to 23, I feel like that gets to me a little bit. So interesting. Yeah. Different people have told me different things, like, you grieve in your own way and this and that. And, I don't know that I'm grieving. I certainly don't know how to grieve. Um, I haven't shed a tear. I haven't even felt sad since, or really the night before he passed was one of the times I was talking to him and got emotional like that. Um, so, maybe that was me grieving beforehand. I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing. It's obviously affected me. Since I've been home, I really have had a hard time getting out of bed. And when I get out of bed, I really want to get back into bed. And like I haven't been able to sleep when I'm in bed, but I sure don't want to leave the security comfort of it. Um, so, but I have. I mean, I've done a couple things, and I've did some laundry, and I did go running yesterday, and I plan to get up and run tomorrow, and I'm on my way to go pick up the girls to have them come out for the weekend. It's been a few minutes since I've seen them, um, and it's been a while. I don't know, what do the kids say today? I don't know. Um, and so it's going to be good to see them. I haven't seen much of Nora. I got home Wednesday, and I was pretty tired, and I didn't see her much Wednesday night, and we hung out for like an hour last night and just talked about stuff. But she's going away today. She's got a half marathon that she's running in Tennessee. She's going, and she's taking the girl with her. So it's just going to be the boy and my two girls tonight and tomorrow. I think Nora's going to be back Saturday night. But yeah, I'm going to take my 15-year-old out driving, and we're going to do some of that, hopefully. So yeah, I mean, I'm doing things, and I'm planning on doing things. I don't know. It's clearly gotten to me. on some level, but not any kind of conscious level, which I guess is not a surprise. Um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I want to. I listened to my friend Claire's podcast, Exercising Depression, um, and she was talking about a death of someone close to her and how it's impacted her and affected her. Um, and I know it's not fair to compare one person to another in lots of different ways, probably anyway, much less grief. But she mentioned how, since she found out about this person's passing, that like it's been like the maybe not, I'm not quoting her specifically, but like that's the focus of her thoughts since then. And I can't say that that's the same for me. I don't know. I'm it's getting harder and harder for me not to think that I'm just like heartless. And I don't know. It's bothersome, like I don't know. I don't know what I expect. Clearly I expect more from myself, something that I'm not experiencing, something that I'm not doing. But I don't know. Nora has found a therapist at the practice she goes to who might be more qualified in dealing with me and my emotions or lack thereof. And I'm really thinking about making the switch. I don't know. I get cold feet. I want to say that a lot of this depression is like I've got a handle on it, but then like I think about how much I still dislike myself, how much I put myself down, how much I, a lot of the stereotypical symptoms of depression, which may bleed over to the avoidant personality disorder. And I think the next show I'm going to talk about that a lot more. I've been doing a little more research into it, and I was reminded again how, every symptom is like perfect checkbox for me. So I don't know if, I don't know. I guess I just don't. I feel like I don't know which way what I need to work on next, or it's probably not a linear thing. I don't know. So yeah, yeah. I don't know. What else is going on? Not a lot. I mean, Dad has been it for the past 2 weeks, and it's a tough thing, and I feel bad for Mom. I feel bad for my brother. I feel bad for all my kids. Nora has taken it harder than I have. I know my ex has, she's been like every day was messaging me like, how's Dad doing and things like that. And I think everybody has taken it harder than I have. And I don't know. I guess I feel guilty about it. But what's the right thing to do? I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully this is the last that I'll go on about Dad and this lack of feeling about Dad, unless something comes up. I have a revelation or something like that. So yeah. So here I am sitting in my car outside of McDonald's once again. I'm a little early on my way to go pick up the girls. I was going to have lunch with my 20-year-old, but that got, we had a miscommunication somewhere and she ended up going to work. So I've got some spare time and thought I would record a quick show and put something out. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's blabber on enough. I wish I had something else to talk about. Um, and I probably do. I'm just not thinking of it. It's funny when I drive, as I'm driving and I get the idea to record a show, like I think, oh, I can talk about this and this and this and this. And then once I hit record, I can't really think of anything. It's kind of a snapshot of my life, right? Like it's stereotypical, like lots of people do. Like you think of the funny thing or the witty thing to say like 2 hours after. Well, I think of all the witty things to say an hour before. um, I yeah, I don't know. It's not like an anxiety thing, but like I guess maybe it is. I don't know. I do that a lot. Do you ever like practice what you're going to say before you make an important phone call? That's like one of the questions of like someone who's anxious about something. Maybe not necessarily. That's not a symptom of anxiety necessarily, but and I don't do that, but I certainly have scenarios running through my head at different times of, okay, when I interact with this person, this is how I want to act. I want to sound more intelligent. Well, what's some intelligent things that I can have kind of loaded up, ready to go? What's something that I think I can talk about on the podcast? And okay, here's 5 things. But once it's happening, I just, zip, just goes away. Yeah. So that's going to be it. I've got plans to get Nora on the show again. I've still got Claire and I really want to start doing guest shows together. And so anybody, if you'd like to help us out, share your story, or we can talk about anything else if you like. Get a hold of me, jamolke@gmail.com, or Claire at exercisingdepressionpodcast@gmail.com. I think I have that right. Jamolke@gmail.com, facebook.com/Jamolke, @Jamolke, jamolke.info. That's JAMOALKI. Reach out to me. Let me know how you're doing, what you think of the show. I got a new text message from Leah. I think Leah, Leah. And thank you so much for reaching out and let me know that you listen to the show. I'm way behind on emails. I didn't do a lot the past couple weeks, so I'm gonna try to get caught up on that this weekend, maybe, if I get up early enough to go eat some bagels. I don't know. Everybody, thanks so much. Subscribe to the show on iTunes if you haven't already. Leave a review. It helps the show pop up for other folks who might be looking for things, podcasts about depression or suicide or mental illness. And, if you like the show, there's a chance someone else might like the show, and maybe we can help. That'd be great. Thank you so much. Everybody, be safe and be well.